Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and demystify a term that is literally everywhere right now: artificial intelligence. We see it on our phones, in our cars, splashed across the news, but pinning down what it actually is, that can feel incredibly overwhelming, especially if you aren't a software engineer. Today, we're going to sort through all that noise and break down exactly what artificial intelligence is and, honestly, what it isn't. So, is all AI the exact same thing? We hear the acronym thrown around so much, it's really easy to just assume it's one big monolithic technology, right? Like some single unified brain powering the whole internet. But assuming all AI works exactly the same way is a massive misconception, and it actually limits how well we can use these tools. I mean, a lot of us hear AI and immediately jump to, sci-fi robots or self-driving cars taking over the world. Or maybe we picture a supercomputer making massive scientific breakthroughs totally on its own. But the reality? It's way more practical, and it's already woven into our daily routines a lot more than Hollywood would have us believe. To really wrap our heads around this, we're going to treat this explainer kind of like a sorting exercise. First, we'll look at why AI is not just one thing. Then, we'll sort it into three distinct buckets: narrow AI, general AI, and generative AI. After that, we'll see how those lines blur together. And finally, wrap up with why knowing these specific types actually matters for you. All right, section 1. AI is not one thing. Let's break down the monolith and strip away some of those sci-fi myths. When literally everything starts getting labeled as AI, it becomes super hard to know what the term actually means anymore. AI actually describes a whole collection of very different systems. They're designed to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, things like spotting patterns, making predictions, or generating new content. But we have to be careful not to confuse it with basic everyday automation, like your pocket calculator or that alarm that goes off at 7 a.m. Not AI. That's just a program strictly following fixed instructions. AI is entirely different because it analyzes data and adapts, rather than just blindly following a rigid schedule. Moving right along to section 2, narrow AI, the specialist. This is our first bucket, and it's the AI we use every single day. The absolutely crucial point to understand here is that narrow AI has a very, very particular job. It's not trying to be human, it's just trying to be exceptionally good at one specific thing. So think of it less like a massive general intelligence and much more like a highly trained, laser-focused specialist. And you're actually interacting with these quiet background systems all day long. Unlocking your phone with your face? That's narrow AI. Routing around a huge traffic jam? Narrow AI. Filtering out spam emails or letting a streaming app curate your next playlist? All of that is narrow AI hard at work. Now, here is a really key distinction. Narrow does absolutely not mean weak. It just means specialized. Your navigation app is brilliant at predicting citywide traffic patterns, but it can't, diagnose a weird noise your refrigerator is making or plan your mom's birthday party. Hyper-competence at one single task just doesn't equal broad intelligence. It's incredibly powerful, for sure, but that power stays strictly confined to its specific lane. Okay, on to section 3. General AI, the future idea. This second bucket is actually where most of our confusion starts. This is that futuristic concept people are actually talking about when they worry about an AI becoming as intelligent as a human. General AI, or artificial general intelligence, AGI, describes a theoretical system, one that could learn almost any intellectual task, seamlessly jump between completely different kinds of problems, and just adapt, exactly like you or I would. So those tools we're using on our laptops and phones right now, they are absolutely not general AI. Current AI is highly, highly specialized. General AI is a theoretical, far-off concept. When people start panicking about AI taking over the world, they're talking about a possible future, not the software you used to proofread a memo this morning. All right, section 4, generative AI, the creator. Let's look at our third bucket, which is the massive modern boom that probably brought you to this explainer in the first place. If you've ever asked a chatbot to draft an email for you or maybe write a funny poem about your coffee addiction, you are using generative AI. Unlike the narrow AI we just talked about, which might just filter spam or recommend a song, generative AI is entirely focused on creating something brand new from the data patterns it's learned. And the sheer variety of media these tools can produce from just a simple text prompt is wild. We're not just talking about brainstorming email subjects here. We're talking about generating completely custom artwork, audio tracks, video clips,
and even writing complex computer code in a matter of seconds.
But here is a massive point of caution. Broad output is not the same thing as true human-like intelligence. A chatbot might sound incredibly confident, but behind the scenes, it's really just mathematically predicting the next best word or pixel based on data patterns. It can be super convincing, but it can also confidently spit out highly inaccurate information. Remember, convincing output does not equal actual comprehension. Let's jump to section 5, blurring the AI lines and how these buckets overlap. Because let's be real, reality is always a bit messier than neat little categories.
Think of this kind of like a sorting game. Identifying suspicious emails as spam? We know that's narrow AI. Creating a totally new image from a text prompt? Generative AI. Recommending a new TV show based on your watch history? Back to narrow AI. And adapting broadly across any new intellectual problem? That's our theoretical general AI. The trick is to look at the specific task the system is performing rather than just trying to memorize labels.
And this is where it gets really fascinating. Many generative AI systems are actually just examples of narrow AI. Yep, a text-generating chatbot is still strictly narrowly specialized in predicting and generating language. Sure, it might write an essay on Shakespeare one minute and a recipe for lasagna the next, but it can't suddenly decide to log off and go drive your car. The categories overlap, but they really pinpoint the system's core design. Finally, Section 6, why AI types matter and how to apply this to everyday life. So why should we actually care about sorting narrow, generative, and general AI? Well, instead of just blindly labeling everything as smart tech, you can use this framework to set realistic expectations. Step 1, ask yourself what the system was specifically designed to do. Step 2, identify what tasks it's genuinely good at. And step 3, which is absolutely the most crucial one, recognize its limitations and where it's going to struggle. When you understand the specific type of AI you're dealing with, you instantly know what to expect. Because AI is just a tool. It has capabilities and it has hard limitations. Knowing whether you're dealing with a specialized filter or a creative content generator dictates exactly how much you should rely on its accuracy. If you know a generative AI is prone to sounding super confident even when it's dead wrong, you know you have to fact check it. Human judgment still matters immensely. True AI literacy is all about thinking critically about what the technology is actually doing behind the screen. At the end of the day, artificial intelligence works best when it's paired with human insight. It's up to us to figure out exactly where it belongs in our lives. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Knowing the precise type and the strict limitations of the AI you're using today, what should you actually trust it to do for you? Keep asking yourself that, and I promise AI becomes a whole lot less mysterious.